What is up, guys? It is James Terrell back with another YouTube video. Today I am going to be showing you how to make a cheap and efficient hatchling turtle setup. So let's check out how I did this. So guys, for the first step of our turtle enclosure, we're going to need the tank. So we have our tank in our designated place. The second thing we're going to need is already installed, which is really nice. So we have our lamp right here. We're going to need to put a light bulb into it. That's one of the things that we do not have, and it's over there. So here we have our basking bulb. This is going to be so our turtles can get sunlight, but they're inside, so we don't have sunlight inside. So we have a basking lamp. So now that we've got our light installed and inside of the tank, we're gonna get the substrate. So for our substrate, we're gonna be using this Imaginarium aquatic substrate. This is sand, and we're also gonna be using aquatic substrate that is rocks. So let's go ahead and get it into our enclosure now. So with one bag, we have got this whole side of the enclosure covered. We're going to get another bag in there and cover the other side. So now that we have all of our substrate inside of our enclosure, we're now going to add the plants and basking structures for our turtles. The turtles need to be able to come out of the water and bask for a few hours every single day, so having plants and a basking structure in there helps them to be able to come out of the water and get that few hours of basking that they need in every single day. The plants are also beneficial. They will take out bad bacteria and other stuff in the water, and turtles will also eat them as well if they're real. We're going to be using some fake plants and then also some real plants. So yeah, that's going to be helpful just for them to get out of the water, as well as also take some of the bad stuff out of the water. So let's get that into the enclosure now. So we've already got some of our little bricks in there for our basking area. I'm going to add a few more and then stack them up how we want them to go, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got a perfect little basking area. It also has a little slope so the turtles can walk up very easily. It's going to be very easy for these turtles to get out of the water and into the water, and that's what we want. We want to make sure it's easy for them. They're going to be smaller turtles, so you want to make sure that you're making it as easy as possible for them. Just to be a little bit extra safe, we're also going to put in these two other rocks just as a little bit extra shallow areas for them to hang out on, and then we're going to be done with our little basking areas. Perfect. Now that we have our basking areas in, we're going to add in our fake plants. These are only to aid our turtles in getting to the top of the water as easily as possible. These are not for eating, taking out bacteria from the water. They're simply just to help your turtle get up and down through the water level. If you put a little bit deeper water, it's always better to have these just in case, just because we always want to make sure our turtles are easily able to get to the water, the top of the water, and that's pretty much it. So let's get them in there. So it's already looking a little bit better with a lot more color in there. Now we're going to add in our real plants, which is going to add a little bit more awesome color, and they'll also help take out the bacteria and stuff from the water. So for our water plants, we're going to be using water hyacinth. This is one of the best floating aquatic plants for turtles. I know some people use duckweed as well, but we're not going to use duckweed just because it's really messy inside and it would get stuck in our filters and stuff like that. So we're going to get the water hyacinth into the enclosure, so let's do it. So we've got our water hyacinth into the enclosure. So now we're going to add a filter. This is completely optional. If you plan to clean your enclosure out every few days, then you might not need this, but we're just doing this as a precaution. It is just helpful. It keeps your water a little bit cleaner, and it just makes things a little bit easier for you guys. And I'm always just going to recommend that you guys do something even if I don't do it myself, if it's beneficial to the turtles. So we're going to put a little filter in there. This is an Imaginarium filter. I think it's for like 20 gallons or so like that. And you always want to go bigger filters for more turtles, and just for turtles in general, you want to make them bigger filters, just because turtles produce a lot of waste, and it always helps to have a bigger filter so that it's always over cleaning your water and stuff like that. So we're gonna get this filter in there and we're gonna set it all up. We have our plants, we have our filter, we have our basking area, and we have our substrate all installed. Now the last thing we need to add is a heater. It's not completely necessary, but it always helps to keep your turtles a little bit warmer, to inhibit faster growth, and yeah, just keep them a little bit healthier. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna add a small little heater. It's gonna keep the water around 78 degrees, which is a wonderful temperature for turtles and other small fish and stuff like that. So it's beneficial to everybody in this situation. Perfect. Now our heater is installed and we pretty much have 100% ready to go turtle setup. All we need to do is add the water. So we have got our water level about 2 to 3 inches. It's at a good level. Now we're pretty much done. All we want to do is turn on the filter, turn on the heater, and maybe add some fish and other stuff like that, and we're pretty much done. So this is the enclosure so far. We've got a nice water level, easy access to the top of the water, plenty of room to swim around, and awesome live plants, and a nice little basking area. So, some of you guys might be asking, James, why do we use 2 different substrates for this enclosure? The answer to that is because we're going to be adding in soft-shell turtles to this enclosure. This is a Chinese soft-shell turtle. They're very, very widespread, bred in very, very high amounts in Asia, but they're pretty rare here in the US. So we're going to keep this little guy in this enclosure behind us. But we just wanted to make sure that it is up to his liking, and soft-shell turtles really like to hide in the sand. And so we have other substrate in there for our other turtles. We've got a little terrapin that's going to be going in there. We've got a map turtle. We've got a little spotted turtle. We've got a river cooter. And we've also got an Asian yellow pond turtle. So these turtles all will get along well together, but they are all hang out in different areas of the tank most of the time, and they won't be bothering each other much. So they're going to go well together. The soft shell will be in the sand most of the time, and other turtles will be swimming around active. But yeah, let's get them into the enclosure so they don't have to wait any longer. The first turtle we're going to be adding is this first little baby Chinese soft shell, Pelodiscus sinensis. He's very excited to get into the water. We're going to put him on the land area. Our second turtle is going to be Miami's mutica, or the Asian yellow pond turtle. Our third turtle is going to be this little map turtle. This is most likely a false map turtle, Graptemes pseudographica. So let's get him in there. Our fourth turtle, we're going to be adding this small little spotted turtle, Clemys gutata. Now we're going to add in this little terrapin. This is an ornate diamondback terrapin. And now we're going to add in our ZipRecruiter. Now we've got all of our turtles in there. They're all ready to go. We're pretty much good to go. Don't have to add anything else. You could add fish, other little small animals if you want, but it's completely optional. This is a 100% good to go tank, and we're pretty much good to go. So, gonna get you guys some B-roll of the turtles, and that'll pretty much be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate it so much. Follow me on Instagram, James Terrell Turtles, for more. Also follow San Diego Turtle and Tortoises. If you have a turtle you need to rehome and you're in the California area, let me know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.